The scene, the Falcons coming out from their tunnel to the roar of all the folks here in Atlanta. We're ready for football as these Falcons get set to match up with the Los Angeles Rams. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
They will run again with Coleman. And they'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
But just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Ryan now off the bootleg. The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season-open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I'd missed him, it would have been a different story. Long night.
Again, they'll run with Freeman. And he's got room. And he's going to go out of bounds. He takes this one down shy of the 20. A big hitter there. A first down gain of 26 yards.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. On 2nd down, Ryan. Fine time to his left. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 8 yards that time. Able to take off, and the result is a first down.
Well, it looked like a quick hitter, a 3-step drop. But when it's not there, what do? He elects to try and escape through the massive bodies up the middle, and he does so and picks up positive yardage.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Tevin Coleman, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Falcons take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Now Matt Bryant on for the point after. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Here's Bosher to kick it away. On the return, it's Pharaoh Cooper. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. So now here are the Rams as their offense comes back out. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
And his first pass is incomplete. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. And now it's second down. Well, too much oomph, too much mustard there on that pass.
They really turned it loose, didn't they? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. Didn't lead to a completion, though. Made it very difficult.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Back home, it's the first carry for the former Georgia Bulldog, Gurley. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on 3rd. Another carry now for Gurley. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. And the Falcons going to use another timeout, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. Justin Hardy deep for Atlanta. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Hey, let's go.
So we've reached halftime. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the 2nd half. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there, because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution?
Todd Gurley, wave goodbye. The 30, 20, touchdown LA. Todd Gurley, 77 yards. And the Rams are an extra point away from tying up this football game. They blitzed defensively there, but he was able to slip through that first layer, and then he was gone.
I think they won the leverage. And off he goes, and he's still going all the way to the end zone.
So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And he'll take it out to the 25. So we get set to start this third quarter. Here's the Falcons offense now. Ryan will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They go play action here on 1st down. He completes it to Julio Jones. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
On 1st down, Ryan. And that's off the mark, incomplete. There defensively was John Johnson to knock it free.
Well, sometimes you just have to take things into your own hands, don't you? I mean, the offense is really struggling in this game. They're the ones keeping things going. They have to continue to play at that level.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Freeman. And he's got some space here. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Ram territory. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
Nice job there defensively on 3rd down. Not only did they string the play out, but they didn't allow any room for a cutback. Really well organized on the defensive side.
On 3rd down, Devontae Freeman. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
Here's Matt Bosher now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. Back now here on EA Sports. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. 7-7 is our score. Pretty even matchup so far as we start quarter number 4. Ryan. And it's complete. Hooper. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Freeman again. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves them with a 3rd down and 8. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
7th play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8. This is Coleman fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. And now the Rams are going to halt things as they want a timeout, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. So an important try here from Matt Bryant. This to take the lead here in the final minute. And Bryant's kick is good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
Here's Bosher to kick it away. Cooper on the return. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Now the Rams offense, they work their way back on the field. They only need a field goal. Obviously the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. Now before the second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. As they get it with 15 seconds left on the clock. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Goff. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. First down, L.A. Goff finding Higbee. And they'll stop it with 4 seconds showing on the clock. And no, it's incomplete. So that hits the ground with only 4 seconds remaining. And this should be the last play. One more shot.
All right. Come on now. Here goes tonight.
1 last throw here for Goff. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, going into the final play.